Talk about UCLA. You said, like we said, you graduated early. We were able to join
Yep,
that spring roster. True freshman, you're able to see action that season and every
yep.
other season regarding that. But then in the middle of your stint there, you did have a battle with, which pretty much it's a rare disease. But when someone does get it, it's almost I mean to kind of put it harshly, it's almost a death sentence in a way.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
not for you, man. Would you mind talking us through your battle with that and just kind of take us through? I mean, what was going through your head at that time?
Yeah. So like you said, I came in as a true freshman. I'm strong. I'm healthy. I'm getting playing time. So really set myself up for a
Yeah.
strong, a sophomore campaign year. And all of a sudden, things start happening. I start getting really bad migraines. I'm not able to sleep. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
able to eat. And on top of all this stuff, I'm still going to practice. So it's literally like I'm fighting out there for my life. So
Yeah.
it was tough, going to class,
Mm-hmm.
I was struggling there, and just going to practice and trying to do what I can, and all of a sudden it just got worse and worse and worse and worse day by day, day by day. So initially I went to go to the doctors. I
Mm-hmm.
had, and this is prior to, during this time I already had around about 3 to 4 surgeries. And initially, the doctors were just, because I had bad sinus problems as well.
Yeah.
So initially, they thought it was just sinus infection. So I
Mm-hmm.
had 3 surgeries for that, and but still nothing was getting better. So day by day, I'm struggling at this point because it's like, okay, I had 3 surgeries. The doctor's telling me I'm healthy, I'm good to go, and I'm still not able to sleep. I'm not able to eat. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
having low energy, no appetite, no anything. It's literally like it was a struggle for me to just go to class. I felt like a walking zombie out
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
just lifeless. And for me to I still never gave up though. I was still going to practice daily, and I still had that smile on my face even though I was in a lot of pain. But all of a sudden, the turning point in which I knew it was really serious was one day I was in class, and
Mm-hmm.
this is, like I said, I had 3 or 4 prior surgeries. I forget, I had so many. But
Jeez, man.
I was in class one day, and all of a sudden my eyesight just is gone. This goes blank, can't see anymore. So that's when I knew, okay, like something's up. So then
Yeah.
I, get rushed to the hospital,
Uh huh.
have emergency surgery right on the spot, and then I don't even really remember. I just remember waking up and hearing my parents' voice. I don't even remember how they got there or anything. And then that's when I heard, I still couldn't really see, but
Mm-hmm.
I heard in the background doctors telling me, he's I don't know how we missed this, but he has this life-threatening disease called aspergillus, and it was eating
Mm-hmm.
away uh, my left orbit of my left eye and
Mm-hmm.
the base of my brain, which was explaining why my vision went gone, because it was just eating away pretty much that, along with the base of my brain as
That's
well, which was
crazy.
causing the migraines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was, really, really scary situation, man. And I remember them telling me, they didn't know what was hard for them. They didn't know how to treat it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you did the history about this, but I had doctors from all over come over, from
Yeah.
Italy, Europe,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere,
Saw that.
all around the country, and they were telling me, exactly like, well, your case is really rare because it was only about a dozen people that had this, and everyone
Mm-hmm.
that had it, for the invasive fungal infection that I had,
Mm-hmm.
they were all low immune systems. They were about, older,
And they weren't
cancer
super
patients. So
healthy like you.
exactly. So for me to be this strong and healthy, to contact, get this disease
Mm-hmm.
was, just, mind blowing to them. So it was, they didn't know, and they didn't know how to treat me or anything. And then that's when I was faced with two ultimatums. So, the doctors were saying, look, we have two options. It's either we're going to, cut out his eye. You know what I mean? They were, because that was the only way they knew for a fact they could get to the infection, because I
Okay.
wasn't responding
Uh
to
huh.
no medications well. So they were
Mm-hmm.
saying we're either going to do that, or or I'm just going to just try to tough it out. But they were
Yeah.
saying, me, I knew, like, okay, if they got to cut my eye out, this and that, like, football's over for life. Like there's no
Yeah.
coming back. I won't be able to play again. This and that. So, we had discussions with the doctors and stuff like that. They're telling us the precautions, how serious this is. And
Mm-hmm.
at this point, I can't even talk. I barely can sit up. I'm not eating. It's pretty much like I'm dead, honestly.
Well, when
Like,
you're going through this, you're kind of withering. You've lost 50 pounds over your whole
yeah,
battle with this, which is an insane amount of weight, especially when you, at your biggest, are only about like 190, 200.
exactly. Yeah. So, because initially, before I got sick, I was around like 185, 190, and I went
Mm-hmm.
all the way down to about like 115, 120. So, yeah. So it was bad. So pretty much, I knew like finish the story. They were like, okay, well, we'll wait and see if he responds to medications well. If I don't, then pretty
Mm-hmm.
much they're going to have to chop my eye out. Long story short, by the grace of God and, all praise to
Mm-hmm.
God,
All
I
praise.
started responding to medications well. And, I ended up getting better, regained my eyesight, and slowly was able to, start walking again, start eating again and stuff like that. So it was a scary situation, but,
Yeah.
one thing that taught me was, just keep my faith.
Mm-hmm.
And, no matter how hard things get, just keep your head down and always, claim
Mm-hmm.
victory. You know what I
Right.
mean? Not once did I ever think I was going to die. Not
Of
once in
course
there
not.
I never thought I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't going to be back on the football field again. And that's how my mindset is, and that's how regardless whether it's football or not, I'm always going to be great at
Mm-hmm.
life because I think that way and I have that mentality.
Mm-hmm. You're easily one of the strongest willed people I've ever had the pleasure to talk to, because not many people
Appreciate it.
could be around this life threatening disease where 12 people in the world have had it, and no one like
Yeah,
you in the history of recorded history of medical science has ever been in this good shape but had this bad of a disease. But every day
yeah,
you're just fighting, not giving up. You're, like you said, you're blind, you're withering away, you're pretty much in the state of, you're kind of just dying, but
yeah,
you still
literally.
battle back. You still even you never doubt yourself. And then you even requested when you're in the, which is very convenient to have the hospital at UCLA. Um,
Yeah,
but you requested to have your room moved to where you could oversee the practice fields, right? And so what?
exactly. Because I knew for a fact, because I'm like, okay, I'm a type, I learned a lot, like I said, from, my brother, Brandon Thompson. I learned a
Mm-hmm.
lot from my parents. I learned a lot from Coach Gomes. So I said, okay, I got to take in all these things and I got to fight this battle. I got to
Yep.
fight this by myself. So I said, okay, what do I have to do, to overcome the situation? Well, I got to surround myself with the one thing I know I love for a fact that's going to motivate me and keep me going, which was, seeing that football field. So
Yeah, man.
I had my dad go tell him, we need to change that room. I need to see that football field. I need to see my teammates practicing every day because, that was the only thing making me through. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? The little energy I had, my teammates, they would practice at, I think we started like around 5:30 a.m. So I used every day. Couldn't walk, I couldn't eat or nothing, but I
Yeah.
always found enough strength to sit up, sit by the window, and I'm out there watching I'm waking up when they wake up. As soon as they start, I watch the whole practice from start to finish and I don't even know how I was able to do that, but I watched that and that was, that thing being able to do that,
Mm-hmm.
allow me to, just overcome this because I really visualized myself getting better and I wasn't listening to doctors. I wasn't listening to no one. I knew for a fact that I'll be out there. But in order for me to be out there, I need to see it every single day because I knew this was going to be a hard battle that I was
Mm-hmm.
going to, have to conquer and win.
Amen. God and football, two of the best things to ever happen to any one of us, right?
Definitely.
God
Definitely,
put
man.
all the faith in that, but that's amazing. You put it's almost like in the way kind of dangling like a carrot in front of a pig. You see that motivation, you see that right outside your window,
Yeah.
and you just gotta keep chasing that. And that was
Yep. Yep. I had to.
and it's not really an exaggeration to say you're kind of a walking miracle to be able to get through this battle, but at the same time it's just a bigger testament to the man you are and to the athlete you are and the person you are.
Yeah, definitely. That's why, I go around and I'm working with youth athletes and I've always been, I always been a player and someone,
Yeah.
being able to give back and teach these kids like,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter what you go through. I mean, if you attack it how you do on the football field, and that's why I preach football is just like life. Football, you're going to face adversity. You're going to have bad plays. you may have a bad half, but if it's all about how you respond. You got to keep your composure.
Mm-hmm.
You got to continue working hard, and in life you're gonna have setbacks, but that setbacks, it's gonna set you up for a major comeback, and that's what I inspire, and what I preach to the youth. That doesn't matter what you go through, man, you'll make it out. You'll make it out on top.
Love that. I mean, adversity just builds character, it builds strength, and ultimately it makes you a better person. Although in your case, you did face some extra adversity, I think we could say, than what most people
Yeah.
would be facing. But
Yeah.
hey, well, you made it through in the end, and that's all that matters, right? And then,
Yep. Exactly.
so what was it like? Your first day back after your battle with this disease, your first day back in the practice facilities with the team. Walk us through that, because I'm sure it had to be one of the most amazing feelings ever.
It was amazing, but it was also tough for me because you know how competitive I am.
Yeah.
Like the first day out the hospital, because I still had the PICC line in my arm. I was still taking medicine IV, so I still wasn't clear to practice. I'm over here trying to practice. I'm getting kicked out of practice because I want to practice. Like I'm almost fighting with coaches. Like that's how competitive I am. I'm about to re-injure myself trying to go in there and bench press 500 pounds. Like I'm really out there thinking like nothing happened to me. So it took me a while to realize like, listen, Marcus, you got to slow it down. Like you've been in the hospital for about almost close to, a year doing no activity. You got to slow it down. So that was the most challenging part to me. But, stepping out of that hospital, just breathing that fresh air and knowing, I beat that disease. It was an amazing feeling. But like I said, like the hardest part was just, taking my time. You can ask anybody. You can ask anyone. I'm in the weight room. I'm on the field all day, 24/7. So it's like, for me to not be able to do that, that was, that honestly took me, hurt me more than an actual disease. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I'm weird like that, man.
So only you, man.
I'm just exactly.
Only you will get the day one out of the hospital. Probably still, I guess, in your hospital gown. Wanted to go throw on the shoulder pads, throw on the helmet. Let's go live, coach. I'm ready.
Exactly. I don't know what I was thinking, but man, that's what I was thinking.
Of course, and literally almost pretty much everyone in the world will never come close to the battle that you had in terms of what exactly you faced with that disease. But I think we've all had smaller stuff where it's like I guess using injuries is an example. We've all had those things where like we really want to come back, but it might be in the best interest to not to, but at the same time I really want to play football. So it's almost like, football is weird because we kind of put football, we prioritize, our prioritization when it comes to football is weird. We put wanting to be on the field over like our actual health, which is
exactly
kind of weird. But
that's why I said like
just built different,
exactly,
right?
And that's why I said like football. Exactly, football is life though. You gotta be patient sometimes, and you may have that setback, and like when that window opens up, just get back to it.